increasing and decreasing functions. A function is increasing on an interval if f of x1 is less than f of x2 whenever x1 is less than x2 in the interval. All that means is it's increasing if it has a positive average rate of change, a positive slope, essentially. Alternatively, f is decreasing on an interval if f of x1 is greater than f of x2, if the outputs are bigger for the smaller inputs, basically, is what it says. So again, you're just looking, it has basically a negative slope. So increasing positive slope, decreasing is a negative slope. So here's an example dealing with the intervals on which a function is increasing or decreasing. So just by looking at the graph, we want to state the intervals on which the function is increasing or decreasing. So let's first look for increasing. So we're looking for where the graph appears to have a positive slope. So if it starts over here, it is going up to a peak. So it is increasing from negative infinity to right there where it peaks out, and that occurs at -4. We only care about the x values for the intervals. And we don't include the endpoints because at that point it's not increasing or decreasing, that's just the peak. Then it starts decreasing. We'll write that later until it reaches its lowest point down here. Then it turns around, starts increasing again. That is from 0 to 2. Then it's again decreasing until it reaches its lowest point. Then it turns around and starts increasing again from 7 to infinity. And you could put union signs in between because it's all of these separate intervals. Now let's look at decreasing. You pretty much have to make mention of it when you're talking about increasing, which we did. So decreasing starts at -4 until 0. And it's increasing again, decreasing from 2 to 7. And again, fill it in with a union. And that's it. It's increasing on these intervals, decreasing here. Example, use the graph to find intervals where the function increases and decreases. Sketch the graph of the function f of x equals x to the 2/3 power. You could sketch this on a graphing calculator to get an idea, or you can make a table, plug in some numbers like 0 and 1 and 2, and -1 and -2. Either way, you end up, if you plug in 0, you get 0. Plug in 1, you would get 1. If you plug in -1, you would get 1 as well. If you were to plug in 2, it would be the cube root of 4, be somewhere around here, and it actually just flattens out, and it mirrors the same pattern on the left, because the squaring will make it be a positive. So there's our quick sketch. Find the domain and range. So now that we have the sketch, we can just talk about from leftist to rightist for domain. It goes forever to the left and forever to the right, so the domain is -infinity to +infinity. And the range, we can see that we're never going to get a negative output, so the range is only from 0 to infinity. And lastly, find the intervals on which it is increasing or decreasing. It is, we'll start on the left, it is decreasing on the entire left side of the graph. So from -infinity to 0, it is decreasing. From -infinity to 0. And on the right side of the graph, it starts increasing again. It is getting higher as you go to the right. So it is increasing from 0 to infinity.